Good morning. I give up looking. Uh, I'm looking for a poem that I wrote that I thought sure was on my computer, but it's not. And I'm just going to have to accept that I didn't put it there yet, and I'm going to put it there later on today, I hope, or soon anyway. The title for today is The Hero's Journey and Blind Faith. Here at the center last night, we watched the movie Finding Joe. It was a film based on the work of Joseph Campbell, famed mythologist. He was author of Hero with a Thousand Faces and was featured on public broadcasting network talking about the hero's journey. As usual, discussion followed. I continue pondering the theme this morning. Just what does it mean to follow your bliss, as Joseph Campbell called it? One thing it is not. It is not marching to the beat of another drummer, or following in blind faith to the precepts laid down by a religion, a political party, or any other outside influence. It is finding the unique beat of your own drum, listening to your higher self that calls you on the journey of your life, the ultimate journey that makes you the hero, finding your divine and human self. I do believe that that is the ultimate journey we are all called on, although not all seem to embark on that journey, getting bogged down into the mundane things and never finding what it's all about, or it doesn't seem so, at least from my perspective. The poem that I was looking for, which of course is in Living Gods Are Hard to Find, which I mentioned in some videos, not recently, but in the past. The poem is one that I wrote in 1983 called O Womb. And I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to put that up in Ron's poems on my website. But I'm going to read just a little bit of it. O womb of safety, secure, surrounded world. I would return to thee, O womb, return to die in peace. But the other world calling me, its call does never cease. So what am I to do? Stay the same or grow? Which world's pull is true? How is a man to know? That's all I'm going to do. And actually I didn't need to read it because that much of it I know by heart. Anyway, I've known my entire life that I was called for a purpose. I mean, I wasn't even 10 years old when I recognized that, but it has been punctuated with exclamation points throughout my life, indicating to me that I am here on a mission. Call me a starseed, call me whatever. I've known it all my life. And there's never been very much time that I've tried to get away from it. Unlike many people that try to push it down and repress it. I mean, there's been times that I've been closer to being on the path than at other times. There's been times I've seemed to take detours, all of which taught me many things. But the hero's journey is one in which you see yourself playing many roles, and you recognize that they're all you. Even the dragons that you are called to defeat in your life that seem outside, somewhere over there, somewhere separated, you ultimately end up coming back full circle to realizing that it's all you. It's all just another aspect of your own being, your own higher self, your own divine being, your own divine person. You, the Christ, the Buddha. You, the one you have been waiting for all your life. It's not someone else, and it's not somewhere else. It's you, and it's always right here, all the time, in every circumstance, in every apparent detour on the journey of your life. Ultimately, it's you that you're seeking for. You're not looking for someone else to love you. You're looking for you to love you. So many get caught up in the blind faith aspect of life, following somebody else's rules and reading all the how-to books on how you're supposed to be you. Only you know how you're supposed to be you. Only you know the way. The writer to the Hebrews in the New Testament said, "Let us go forth unto Christ outside the camp, bearing his reproach." And the person on the hero's journey often looks foolish in the eyes of the world, because they don't choose the easy path of blind faith, of conformity to the world's standards, whether the world's standards are a religion, a political party, a scientific viewpoint, whatever the paradigm might be. You don't find yourself by getting lost in blind faith and not making the journey. It's not about getting rich. It's not about getting famous. It's not about finding the ultimate relationship. You will have many relationships. Some of them will seem good. Some of them will seem bad. It's true of all of us. But ultimately, the relationship that we're here to master, if you will, is the relationship with ourself. And many people do not seem to ever master that one, which is why we keep coming back again and again and again. One of the people said last night, after the meeting was well over and some of the people had already left, said that he doesn't believe that everybody will ever be Bill Gates, another Bill Gates, or another what's the guy's name from Apple? I forgot his first name. But anyway, in other words, not everybody's going to be a celebrity. And I piped in and I says, well, then I'm living for nothing, because my whole purpose in life has been to create heaven on earth where everybody can be fulfilled. And the person said, well, that'll never happen. But then we discussed more and we realized it was semantics that was standing in the way of us agreeing, because he does believe that ultimately we're all going to find our way home. And what is home? Home is back to ourself. It's nowhere else. It is the divine. It is God in us. But it's not an external God of any religion. You have to become your own Muhammad, your own Buddha, your own Christ, your own avatar. You have to become that for you. You are your own guru. I'm not your guru. All I'm doing is pointing you to where you're going to find your answers. It's in you. It's in the heart of your very being. And blind faith will not get you there. You have to have all of your senses activated. All of your being must be turned on to knowing you and to perceiving in everything you face, in every role you play, in every circumstance, in finding that magic, if you will, finding that inner voice, that flame of freedom that sets you free. It's the hero's journey. It's your journey, the journey of your life. It's not about, again, conformity. So many times we want to take the easy way and not push the boundaries, not try to escape from the box and the invisible prison that would lock us up. Boy, I'm thinking of other lines in that poem, and when I finish this, I think I'm going to take time and I'm going to read it into the thing, and it's called O Womb. I'm going to read it and put it in Ron's poems as the newest poem. I'm surprised I never put it there. I mean, I only wrote it, 29 years ago? It means everything to me to fulfill what I believe is my calling, my destiny, my purpose. It means everything. And it's always been to create heaven on earth. Not just for me, but for everybody. And I've known for a long time that the only way to get there is by love. Loving me and loving others. Loving God. But God is not somewhere far off, but it's near me. He, she, the divine is near me, in me, and wants to live as me. Not somewhere else. The will of God is not some arbitrary thing that's written on tablets of stone. It's the way we are created to be, our unique self. As I said, it's listening to our own drummer. And we all have that drummer that holds the beat inside of us. How do we know when we get there? Because we find bliss. We find even momentary contentment. And we say, this is what I've been looking for. This is the fulfillment I've always sought. This is what it's all about. It might be, the aha moment might come in the beholding of a beautiful sunset or sunrise. It might be watching children play. It might be seeing people awaken and just sharing in the joy. But it's always about love. Bliss is always about love. It's always about finding something that brings you pleasure, and not pleasure like most of the world seems to go after, like your team winning the first World Series game last night and blowing out who's supposed to be the best pitcher in baseball. Oh, that's wonderful, but it's meaningless. It's meaningless. Oh womb of safety. That's the womb that most of us go to, and it becomes our tomb. It becomes our tomb, and we never rise above. But what I want for you, what I want for every man and woman on this planet, every human being born on this planet, is I want you to be able to find you, to find yourself, to love yourself. Because when you do, you will have found your bliss, and when you find your bliss, there will be peace on earth when all of us are able to find our bliss. Will it happen this year? Maybe. We will get a head start, a jump start on opening it up to make it easier for people to find their bliss, which is what I want. I don't want to have to fight so many obstacles and for it to be a constant battle with dragons and inside or outside. I don't want that. I want it to be easier. But it's always going to be a challenge, because finding interconnectedness and unity in a world where we each have different and apparently separate bodies is a huge challenge. And we've made it even more challenging, laying even more obstacles in our own pathways by creating the structure of culture that we've created, where the strongest pull, seems often to be the pull toward conformity, toward blind faith. Blind faith is not what's going to take you home. You have to become totally aware, totally conscious of who you are and of the fact that you are the creator of your own life. You can't be the victim and be the hero at the same time. It doesn't work that way. You and only you are responsible for your life and for everyone and everything in it. Only you. That's the hero's journey. That's the hero's destination, to discover that. And in discovering it, you will find your bliss. I leave you with these thoughts this morning. Namaste. Thank you for listening.